Well. Mike McCarthy has basically been released, as in the Cowboys are not going to renew his contract. And Mike McCarthy has been made into a sympathetic figure by the national media. It's amazing to me where we just had a great weekend of wild card football, but the big story is Mike McCarthy and how Jerry Jones did him wrong. I don't understand how he did him wrong. He was still in the contract. It was within his right to deny him to talk to the Chicago Bears. And everybody wants to sing the praises of Mike McCarthy, how great he was, how great he is. 3 12-win seasons in a row. You should have brought him back. This and that. Well, Bobby Belt is about to blow the top and the roof off of this thing with Mike McCarthy. Bobby Belt is finally about to give us some answers to some questions that I think many of us have asked. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, don't forget at the end to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can help continue to grow this channel and get us out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to, you can subscribe and like now. Now let's talk facts. Mike McCarthy is a shrewd operator. Mike McCarthy is that guy that is so nice, everybody likes him. And then when he does something wrong, and you try to tell people he's doing something wrong because of how they see him just as in his presentation, they won't believe you. But I've been saying it, and there is something that is not right about Mike McCarthy. Bobby Belt is about to tell us the truth and the dirty underbelly that is Mike McCarthy.
When Kellen and Dak were together, whenever they were on the field together, that 2019 to 2022, there was no better offense in the NFL from scoring. They put up more points than Kansas City did during those stretches. Now, there were times, obviously, where Dak went out, long stretch in 2020. But if you just take, all right, give me the 2019 season, the first 5 weeks of 2020, give me 21, 22, and you combine those years up, during those stretches where Dak was actively playing with Kellen Moore, nobody scored more points than Dallas.
So let me cue you in on something. Some of us have been wondering, especially me, why would Jerry Jones, after the 2022 season, MVP runner-up for Dak Prescott, second team All-Pro, they come in as the second seed. They get exposed by the Green Bay Packers because they can't stop the run, they can't run the ball, we only got one wide receiver, and the Green Bay Packers had a great game plan for us, and they beat us. The entire team didn't look good, coaching included. But in my mind, I'm thinking, why wouldn't Jerry Jones bring that team back, or at least most of it, add a couple of pieces, and then continue to try and win the chip? But then it dawned on me. Bobby Belt just said something. I know we're enamored by the runner-up MVP and the second team All-Pro. Dak Prescott had a heck of a season. Do we not realize when Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore were together, our offense was absolutely bananas? And you may think that this team did better with Mike McCarthy than it did with Kellen Moore. But I actually got news for you, because Bobby Belt is explaining that it didn't. And I'm going to show you the proof of how I know this team actually didn't do better with one Mike McCarthy being the head coach. Watch this. I have up for you the 2022 season. I want to show you what the 2022 season looked like with Dak Prescott. So the 2022 season, Dak broke his thumb. The Buccaneers came in and spanked us. They were spanking us before Dak broke the thumb. These are the Cooper Rush games. The Cowboys 20. Cowboys 23-16. Cowboys 25-10 over the Commanders. 22-10 over the Rams. The Eagles spanked us 26-17. Cooper Rush had 3 interceptions. Dak Prescott comes back the next game. I want you to look at what happened with the Cowboys scores. They went from averaging around 20 to 21 points. Dak starts out at 24 points, 49 points, 28 points, 40 points, 28 points, 54 points, 27 points, 34 points, 40 points, 27 points, 6 points. The Dallas Cowboys are putting up video game numbers with Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore. Now, I want you to understand something. So, Mike McCarthy, one of these playoff wins, we talk about with Mike McCarthy. You know what I find to be strange? The playoff win that we give Mike McCarthy credit for is actually the playoff game that Kellen Moore is calling the plays. And it is literally, it has to be one of the best playoff performances that anyone can ever recollect. Dak Prescott was unstoppable in this game. Dak Prescott had 4 touchdowns. Dak Prescott in this game. Do y'all realize Dak Prescott was 25 of 33 for 305, 4 touchdowns. He ran 7 for 24. One of the 4 touchdowns, it was a rushing touchdown. Dak Prescott was unstoppable. I can remember even in this game that some of those misses, he didn't miss. They dropped it. Dak Prescott was unworldly in this game. We talk about how bad Jerry did Mike McCarthy. But I want you to understand something from what Bobby Belt is saying, and we are not paying attention to. Where they do this at? Where an offensive coordinator is tearing up the league with a certain quarterback. This coordinator and this quarterback are putting up more yards. They're putting up more points. They're bananas, top 5 in all statistical categories almost, including wins. So Kellen Moore got fired for winning? Kellen Moore got let go for winning? So we're telling me that we boiled Kellen Moore's entire career in Dallas. You're telling me we boiled it down to a winning season? Make it make sense. Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott went out and destroyed Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me tell you something. If this was any other quarterback that sent Tom Brady packing, like Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence, we'd be saying, I told you how good they were, generational talents. Dak Prescott, go back and watch this game. Dak Prescott was flawless. Came back the next game. Oh, okay, we got to admit something too. You do know the 49ers were better than us. They were. It doesn't excuse the mistake that Dak made. But I just watched the Houston Texans game where C.J. Stroud not only threw a critical interception, where Joe Mixon fumbled a critical ball that could have put the game away. I watched a defense come out and smash on Justin Herbert. Smashed on him. The Houston Texans defense says, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, don't worry about it. We got it. I watched the game where Jared Goff, 5 turnovers against the Houston Texans. Defense said, don't worry about it. We got it. Still won the game. Why should 2 turnovers? Why should 2 turnovers? Why should a turnover against the 49ers really cost us the game, especially when it's early as it was? I'm just telling you, we got some ways of thinking in Dallas we really need to check. But Kellen Moore, do y'all realize we didn't release Kellen Moore on a losing season? We released Kellen Moore on a winning season. And I remember it like yesterday. Let me show you what a shrewd operator Mike McCarthy is. Mike McCarthy took advantage of a moment. Mike McCarthy wanted to be the play caller in Dallas. He did. And I can remember this like yesterday. Why do you think Jerry Jones let Kellen Moore go? Everyone knows Jerry Jones loved Kellen Moore. Jerry Jones loved Kellen Moore. This is the very reason right now everybody is screaming Jerry's going to hire Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy is a shrewd operator. Mike McCarthy started backhand slapping Kellen Moore. He started saying things out in the press. Could only imagine what he's saying behind closed doors. Mike McCarthy used influence and the media. He pushed Kellen Moore out the door. It never made sense that McCarthy wanted every Cowboys game to feel like Army-Navy, but that is the presentation that many have taken towards the team thanks to the initial comments. What were those comments, you ask? Here's exactly what McCarthy said at the Combine. Comments that we partly about Kellen Moore's departure. And I think that's supposed to be where. Comments that were partly about Kellen Moore's departure and the team changing play callers. Look at this. I've been where Kellen has been. McCarthy said. Kellen wants to light the scoreboard up. Well, doesn't every offensive coordinator want to light the scoreboard up? Doesn't every team want to light the scoreboard up? But Mike McCarthy says, but I want to run the damn ball so I can rest my defense. Liar. Pure lies. Mike McCarthy has never been known for running the ball. He's never been known for wanting to run the ball. This was a knock on him in Green Bay. We got the same knock on him in Dallas. This man waited all the way until mid-season almost and finally decided, hey, man, let's go ahead and start running Rico Dowdle, let him be the full-time back. No, Mike, we're not believing you. Some of y'all do, but I don't. I told y'all this throughout the season. Go check my videos. Mike McCarthy's a liar, and I've been saying this. He says, think when you're a coordinator, you know, but you're in charge of the offense. Being a head coach and being a play caller, you're a little more in tune. So you don't think he's taking swipes at Kellen Moore? You better believe he is. He says, I don't desire to be the number one offense in the league. Why is he saying that? Because could it be that Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott were the number one offense in the league? He said, I want to be the number one team in the league with the number of wins in the championship. Lies. No, he didn't. Because to be the number one team in the league, you got to build the number one team in the league. And I'm going to let you hear some other stuff that Bobby Belt's about to say that I'm going to show you where this man is lying and the proof is in the pudding. He said, if we got to give up some production and take care of the ball better to get that, then that's what we'll do. So who do you think all those comments were towards? Do y'all realize Mike said he's been where Kellen Moore is? Mike McCarthy, tell me the last time you got let go of for performing. Tell me when's the last time, Mike McCarthy, you were let go because you were actually performing well. Most teams wouldn't have let go of Kellen Moore when you look at the success that they actually had. He won one playoff game that year and he lost the other one. So did we put that all on Kellen Moore? Did we put that on Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott? Now, I'm going to show you where we're also hypocritical and where Mike McCarthy is a hypocrite. Because Mike McCarthy has as much admitted here lately that when he took over the play calling, he did not call his own offense. He actually used what's called the Texas Coast. We know that he loves that stale as toast West Coast offense. So what did he do? He said, and for Dak's sake, I kept a lot of things the same. I kept some things the same for Dak's sake. So in other words, you kept what Kellen Moore did and you kind of put a West Coast twist on it. And you really didn't do that fully until about game 6 that year. And guess what happened? Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb took over. They took off. And it's amazing to me that we don't even realize it. We're giving Mike McCarthy credit for the 2022 season, but even the 2022 season, that can partially be attributed to Kellen Moore too. Wow. Wow, you see what we've been doing? We're giving Mike McCarthy all the credit for 3 12-win seasons. We're not giving Kellen Moore any of the credit for 3 12-win seasons. We're not giving Dak Prescott any of the credit for 3 12-win seasons. How does Mike McCarthy get the credit? But when we start talking about Dak Prescott, it was with bad teams. He eats on the bad teams. So you same folk who saying that Mike McCarthy is a good coach, was he not eating on bad teams too? For you same folk who talk about Micah Parsons, are you not realizing he's getting most of his stats on bad teams too, if that's what you're saying? See how we try to have it both ways when it comes to Dak Prescott? See how we make excuses when we didn't want Kellen Moore? Now let me tell you before I let you hear what Bobby Belt says next. Now let me put you up on game. What you think about Jerry Jones? He wanted to keep Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy, through his use of, through his influence, through his use of the media, he not only got Jerry Jones to push Kellen Moore out, but then he comes back and justifies pushing Kellen Moore out. Mike McCarthy wanted to call plays. Mike McCarthy wanted to call plays. You know what I find? You know what I find now even more strange? What we saw this year, minus the Cleveland game, what we saw this year, that's Mike McCarthy. You want to know why we look so terrible with Dak? It wasn't just the line. It wasn't just the injuries. The play calling was atrocious. And it's amazing to me, Troy Aikman is acting all brand new now, and he was one of the first people to start calling out Mike McCarthy. Poor route concepts. Dak Prescott was calling them out about not practicing hard and all of these different things. That's the coach. That's the coach. And I want you to put yourself in Jerry's shoes. So Mike McCarthy convinced Jerry to let go of Kellen Moore. So what do you think the expectations are now for one Mike McCarthy? So do we actually think that Jerry Jones is going to let go of Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy is going to take over the play calling? You don't think that Jerry Jones' expectation is that if you're going to let Mike McCarthy, if I'm going to let you take over the play calling, Mike McCarthy, you know what I'm expecting? I'm expecting better results, not equal. I'm expecting better results, Mike. I'm expecting better results from you than I got with one Kellen Moore. And you know where I can show you how this should be actually that? Watch this. You wouldn't have fired him? Let's read this again. And he didn't fire him, but you're bringing him back? Because I wouldn't have brought him back either. I'm glad he's gone. Look at this. Kellen Moore wants to light the scoreboard up. Mike, is that not what you did in 2022? I'm sorry. Isn't that what you did, Mike, in 2023? Didn't Dak Prescott light the scoreboard up? Didn't Dak Prescott have all kinds of touchdowns? It's amazing to me. You're saying you don't want to light the scoreboard up. You want to run the damn ball, but that's not what you did. That's not what you did. Dak Prescott tore the league up again. Y'all better start putting some respect on this man's name. Dak Prescott has done well with Jason Garrett. He's done well with Kellen Moore. He's done well with one Mike McCarthy. It's amazing to me when you're a coordinator, you know, but you're in charge of the offense. Being a head coach and being a play caller, you're a little bit more in tune. So somebody tell me, is Mike McCarthy been more in tune? Has Mike McCarthy been more in tune than one Kellen Moore? Because I'm going to tell you, you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. Mike McCarthy's offense was trash last year up until game 6. And all of a sudden he made a huge switch. He was using some of Kellen Moore's stuff. He was using some of Kellen Moore's stuff. And Dak Prescott got right back to business. Because that still is toast West Coast offense. That does not fit a lot of quarterbacks. And it definitely don't fit Dak Prescott. So you're Jerry Jones. Mike McCarthy convinces you to get rid of a winning offensive coordinator, not a losing offensive coordinator, a winning offensive coordinator, and you don't expect better results? Mike McCarthy not only got the same record, he actually did worse than Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore won the wild card game against none other than Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike McCarthy lost to the Green Bay Packers, the lowest seed wild card team. Mike McCarthy lost. You don't think that ticked Jerry Jones off? You wouldn't be ticked off? He's convinced you to get rid of a winning offensive coordinator who your quarterback was actually doing really well with. So he can take over the play calling, so he can be more in tune. Y'all see what he said? You're more in tune. No, Mike McCarthy, you're less in tune. And we've been giving him a pass. And we've been attributing to him 3 12-win seasons. Kellen Moore's not saying a word, but maybe Kellen Moore will raise his hand and say, you do know 2 of those seasons were me. Do y'all realize Kellen Moore actually did better? Kellen Moore actually did better with Cooper Rush than Mike McCarthy. Do y'all know it was under Kellen Moore where the mythological unicorn Cooper Rush was born? Cooper Rush did better with Kellen Moore. Cooper Rush didn't do as good with Mike McCarthy as we think. Go and look at some of these games. Less than 100-yard passing. Then he had him one game throwing 55, 56 times. One game, the Cincinnati Bengals, mid-fourth quarter, nothing else. Go look at the second half. We want to talk about the first half of the Tampa Bay Buccaneer game. Go look at the second half. Time after time after time. I'm telling you, Cooper Rush did not look as good with Mike McCarthy as he did with one Kellen Moore. And we have been beating Kellen Moore. I'm not saying Kellen Moore should come back, but we beat Kellen Moore to death. We beat Kellen Moore to death and don't even realize it. You're talking about Mike McCarthy. We let go of Kellen Moore for winning. For winning. He won his wild card game. He lost to a very good team, the San Francisco 49ers. Mike McCarthy got arguably beat in the year he gets to call plays. He gets beat by the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers, they were on something last year. They really were. They were on something. They almost shocked the San Francisco 49ers. But Mike McCarthy didn't do better. He's been the play caller now for 2 years. This year, okay, we give him injuries. Last year, he didn't do better than Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore's previous season was better than the season where Mike McCarthy got 12 wins. I got more to say, but I'm going to cut this video short and I'm going to make this into 2 videos, and then I'm going to wait on Bobby Belt to come back on Thursday. Let me know what you think about this video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.